I'm a girl who loves coffee, Starbucks.
Okay.
I love to read magazines. I love going to the movies.
On November 12th of 2021, pop icon Britney Spears had her 13-year conservatorship officially end. But the best news in Britney's life came in June of 2024, when she gradually started reconnecting with her sons, Sean Preston and Jaden James, after being estranged from her boys for several years. Britney, who favors Instagram, has been posting a lot of concerning things, like the fact she has been sucking on baby pacifiers. In this post, you see she has an iPhone in her hand. She has another iPhone. She has extra gum. She has 3 packs of cigarettes, a lighter, but she also has 2 baby pacifiers for herself. Now, before anybody says anything, Britney has admitted in the past and to court before that she suffered from substance misuse disorder and that she had a problem with misusing Adderall in the past. If this is true, this could be an explanation for why she has an oral fixation, meaning the pacifier, the cigarettes, the gum, the lollipops, all of it, including her very hyperactive, erratic, and impulsive behavior. But that's not the only weird thing that I've noticed in her recent posts.
Nice. Oh, that is nice. Wow, that's really nice.
In this video that she posted, it is clearly from this last Christmas, and you see her son, Jaden. However, you don't see eldest son, Sean Preston. If you didn't know, Jayden Federline and the boys ended up moving to Hawaii a few years back. Now, it was said that he was getting over $40,000 a month in child support for both boys from Britney, and that Hawaii has a state law that if your children are in college, that you can continuously get child support for those children up until the age of 24. And that is why Jayden Federline moved his family to Hawaii. Now, Britney herself has stated that she has reconciled with both Sean Preston and Jaden James. However, you only see Jaden visiting her home in California in any of her recent posts from the last year. But this clip in particular really caught my eye. For one, Britney is very surprised by what Jaden is opening, meaning that somebody else is purchasing and wrapping these Christmas gifts for him. Because not only does Britney ask to see it, she's shocked by how nice it really is. But then her attention quickly diverts to something else. And that would be the very big, shiny, bright object in the very big, bright room. And that object is the Christmas tree, where she begins to talk about how she loves a Christmas tree in a baby voice and starts neighing like a horse.
Thank you, Mom.
You're welcome.
So, okay, yeah, that might be a one-off thing. Maybe she's quirky. Maybe she's a little weird. Maybe she has mental disability and mental illness, a dual diagnosis. Yeah, she likes to dance. She likes to perform. She's been doing it her entire life. It is no secret, and it has been largely known, that Britney Spears posts some really weird videos of herself dancing. If that's what she likes to do, okay, cool. But it's not so much the dancing as it is the spinning, the knives, the alcohol, the cigarettes, the outfits, or lack thereof. Jaden is a very talented and handsome young man, that is for sure. Britney herself has complained about this. When the boys were growing up and had visitation with her at her house, Jaden wanted to do nothing but practice on the piano. She also expressed concern that all they wanted to do was be showered with gifts, food, attention, And then they wanted to leave early, not affording her her legal rights to her full visitations. Of course, Britney's net worth for her entire career, plus the 4 years that she did a Vegas residency, grossing over $60 million, and the $15 million she made off of the sale of her last book, can not only afford her kids a beautiful pianoforte to practice on, but the best teachers to learn with. So it's no wonder that Jaden likes to come to her house to play her piano. And I wouldn't be surprised if he has one at home as well. With paying $40,000 a month in child support, Jayden Federline certainly can afford to get him a nice one. But this video, however, is the one that bothers me the most. And this is why. It's the sexual moaning that is not only cringe, it is clearly embarrassing to Jaden. And he does an awkward smile because he knows that she is recording him. He then pulls down his hat over his face, turns away towards the left, away from the camera and away from Britney, and goes to walk away in the other direction. Not only is he deeply embarrassed by what she just did, you can tell with his initial smirk and awkward smile that this has happened before and that he is used to this weird kind of behavior from his own mother. And you can tell by his body language that this is something that he doesn't know how to handle, so he just plays it off with a smile. But what is really weird is the fact that she's always posting a lot of pictures and videos of herself naked in her house, on the beach in Hawaii, on the beach in Mexico, in French Polynesia, and sometimes in her own pool, around her own pool. And she's posting it for millions and millions of people, including her grown sons and their friends, their girlfriends, their extended family to see. This behavior is very egotistical. It is very self-centered. It is very attention-seeking. Of course, there is nothing wrong with nudity and a millionaire pop star in middle age doing whatever she wants to do in the comfort of her own home. And of course, Britney doesn't go longer than a month without traveling to her apartment in Hawaii or the French Polynesia or to Mexico and back to her home in California. But it just seems a little bit much posting it all on Instagram because it is very deliberate. It seems very, what's the word I'm looking for? Strategic for attention. And we don't know what's really going on with Britney Spears. We don't know what medication she's on or she's not on, what she's doing, what she's not doing. We don't know what her real mental disability and mental illness diagnoses are. But I can only guess that it's a combination of all of these things in totality.
Fucking God. Oh my fucking God. Oh my fucking God. Looks so fucking good.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie, that made me extremely uncomfortable to have to watch and listen to. But what I want to know is, who is that man in the background just standing there acting like this is all completely okay and cool? I mean, I'm sure he's probably getting paid a lot of money, but to just sit there and act like you don't see what you're seeing? Okay, I know it's not new that content creators have been covering Britney Spears, her behavior, her dancing, her posting to Instagram. It really is the dry humping of counters. It's the alcohol, the cigarettes, the constant dog poop and knives in the background. It's the spinning, the nudity, everything just in totality. A lot of people want to believe that Britney Spears is living her best life into her 40s. What I want to know is how that guy that is clearly her chef in the background is doing the same thing the other workers are doing. They're completely ignoring her weird behavior. They are just turning the other cheek quite literally and going about whatever it is that they're doing. Could you imagine going to work every day and this is your boss and this is what she does all the time? You can clearly see, again, cigarettes, a massive amount of alcohol, but she's nearly naked. She has lights, she has tripods, she has this weird lingerie, and she is recording all of this to post on Instagram, which she does do, but humping counters, humping walls, humping doors. But let me digress. Let me show you this video clip so you can see what Britney Spears is really like off camera.
Your boobs are poking out. You have.
Come in here when we're trying to go to bed, and then you just go and you
It's
say,
my house. If I forget something, then I know. This is my house. If I want to come in here and give you lotion for your face because it is coarse, and all you tell me, no, it's fine, it's fine. No, it's not fine. You all better start respecting me. Are we clear?
yeah.
And when Robin calls, and you're all, even Robin's a fucking kid. She goes, what have you been doing to your kids? You all need to start treating me like a woman with worth. I am a woman, okay? Be nice to me. Do you understand?
Yeah.
That I had to.
You
You lost your fucking mind.
That means you
Have you lost your fucking mind?
You've lost
I
yours.
do care, but I'm shocked as fuck with you.
Well,
And I don't know what to do.
should-
And I'm scared of you because you're weird, because you're going through puberty. I don't know what to say. But I do care more than you know.
You say I'm
But
weird.
don't be. My little body can't handle all of that. There's like sometimes I just don't even know what to say with you.
Then don't
I was in
talk to
shock.
me. Then don't
And I
talk.
do care.
No, you don't. If you really cared, you wouldn't take my phone away for literally.
I was in shock in the store when I looked down. And Jaden, how are you so cool about that? Your brother being with Baron's big feet, size 13 now?
Well, he's my brother.
And all the more exposed his feet, your blood in an ice cream shop in Alaska weather. Don't you think that's a little odd?
No.
Yeah, I think your phone should be gone.
Okay.
Yeah, for a very long time.
Yeah. For not wearing shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shut
I don't
You
care.
lost
That
your
means you
fucking
don't.
mind.
That means you. Yeah. My phone's just gonna be taken away forever. Cause you know what, Jaden? Mom decides to take it away for me not wearing shoes.
Jaden,
That's hilarious. Jaden obviously thinks
are
that's.
you wanting attention, baby? Is that why you're saying you
Well,
can't
apparently I wanted to do that in the first place, but you keep interrupting every sentence I say. So
wait,
what I
so-
seem like in my mind, I think you just care about yourself because you won't let us speak one word and you won't let us
Say
go
what you
anywhere
wanna
we
say.
want to go.
I want to hear what you have to say. I'm listening.
Well, I forget because you interrupt me and then I forgot what I'm going to say. That's
Do
how
you
I...
want to skate? Is that what you're doing?
No, I don't know how, and I didn't want to go to that place, and we
You know,
never agreed to it.
roller skate. I mean, ice skating, baby, is easier than roller skating.
Why are we
Roller
even-
skating is actually harder because the grips on the ground are like raw, like rock, like that. It's smooth on ice. Ice is like smooth, like your skateboard. See, actually, skateboarding is way.
Yeah. My phone's.
If you don't remember this, Kevin Federline, Britney's ex-husband and the father of her two sons, who has sole physical custody of them, is the one who posted this, stating that he couldn't sit back and watch his sons be accused by their own mother of doing things that they did not do. Hence why Sean Preston and Jaden James started secretly recording their mother. Now, a source once said to People Magazine and to TMZ that Kevin Federline has many more extremely damning videos which could end Britney's career, but he hasn't released those. He released these few videos strategically showing that Britney Spears wasn't allowing the boys to sleep. She was coming into their room in the middle of the night, keeping them awake. She also was taking their phone away for no reason and calling them names. However, I myself personally have a lot of compassion for Britney when I see this video. Her sons clearly exhibit not only the words, but the behavior of children who are very spoiled and entitled, to the fact that she has to tell them to treat her like a woman with worth, to be nice to her, Also, when the boys start recording her, you see that she had threatened to take their phones away from them. And no matter what is behind that, Britney is their mom, and she ultimately does have the right to say, hey, I'm the one paying for all of this, and I have the right to take your phone away if I feel like you lost that privilege. And that's why a lot of people speculate that Jayden Federline did this strategically, because he knew it was going to be less than 2 years when both Sean and Jaden turned 18, meaning that his cash cow was no longer going to be an endless supply. Tough Titty said the kitty when the milk ran dry, and Jayden Federline's milk was running dry. And of course, he knew it, but Jaden has spoken very openly and very candidly about his own thoughts, feelings, opinions, and emotions about what's really going on behind the scenes and what his mother is truly like. He even talked about hopes in the future for reconciling with her.
This TV, and it showed like all the people, and it showed her like singing and dancing like on the stage, right? And when I saw that, I was like, wow, like that is a lot of people. And I kind of came to realization of how famous she was and like what she, like how successful she is as a person, and that kind of inspired me. I mean, I 100% think it can be fixed, of course, but I think it's just gonna take a lot of time and effort. I really want to see her again.
Jayden believes his grandfather, Jayden Spears, only had good intentions for his daughter.
At first, he was just trying to be like any father, like pursue her daughter's dream of like being a superstar. Maybe the conservatorship did go for a little too long, probably why my mom was very angry about the whole situation, because she felt as if she was working for too long, which I personally think, yeah, she was.
So Jaden, as you undermine my behavior, just like my whole family always has, with I hope she gets better, I will pray for her. Pray for what? I keep working so I can pay off mom's legal fees in her house? Do you guys want me to get better so I can continue to give your dad 40 grand a month? Or is the reasoning behind you guys deciding to be hateful is because it's actually over in 2 years and you don't get anything? I will say it. I sat in that kitchen and looked you straight in the eyes, beautiful boy, and said, how come I can't see you guys anymore? Or just see you guys more? I look forward to seeing you guys weekly. You said, Mama, oh, it'll change. You and your brother left me in that house always 2 hours early. Preston would sleep. You would play the piano the whole time. And if I didn't shower you guys with gifts and have amazing food ready and play a motherfucking saint, it was still never good enough. That one time I asked you, looking straight in your eyes, I want to see you more. You called your dad. I never saw you again.
Now, Britney's response to her son Jaden was not only a little bit much, considering that he didn't say anything that was inappropriate. He didn't even hint at or disclose anything that was really going on behind the scenes. But what Britney didn't like was that he said his mother was angry, that she was working too much, and that the conservatorship went on longer than what it should have. Now, I really do have a lot of compassion. Her words talking back to Jaden in response to Jaden and what he said in an interview were really powerful, and it really goes to show her experience and her perspective. She feels she is never good enough, that she can pretend to be perfect during her visitation, shower them with all the money, all the gifts in this giant $15 million mansion that she owns, and it's just never good enough. That she continuously works to pay off her mother's $1 million house, to pay the bills, to pay her legal fees, among her dad's, her own, and it's really sad to be used for your fame and your money, even by your own children.
My sister did on a TV show, and they bathed her in the jungle, lol. She said, bathe me, because I'm like stuck in the jungle and I miss my kids. Oh, cater to me, little. Now what would we do in the jungle?
Spiders. I don't like spiders.
I'd be peeing in the bushes and Nina would like be saying, you can't do that, you're gonna get a vagina rash. Don't do that, Britney, you're gonna get hurt, you're gonna get a baby booty rash. I've got to go get her ointment for her booty.
That's true.
And Dylan would be like, Nina, I'm so sorry, we've ran out of wine. We've ran out of all the wine and we're
We're gonna have to, like, you know.
We never run out.
And then we be calling Kate to get us a helicopter to get out of there. We want a helicopter right now. Get us out of here and land us in Cuba.
Now, if you don't remember, Britney and her little sister, Jayden Spears, have been at each other a lot in the last recent years, especially more Britney towards her little sister, which I'll have to say, hey, Britney took on financial and physical responsibility for her little sister at a very young age herself. Britney financially had the burden of her entire family unit on her shoulders as a child. It is no wonder why Britney Spears, in her early to mid-20s, started exhibiting signs of mental illness and or other mental health issues. There has been a lot of speculation over substance misuse disorder, which Britney herself has also confirmed. But I've seen a lot of other speculation, even ranging from mental disability, meaning that she's cognitively impaired, all the way to mental illness such as manic depressive and bipolar disorder. True or not, we may never know because we're not privy to her medical records. I've even seen people speculate that Britney Spears is not taking the medication that she should be taking for her mental health. I've also seen it speculated that her increasing behavior with the constant cigarettes and the alcohol and the whiskey and the wine, the sexual moaning around her son, the dry humping of everything, the oral fixation with baby pacifiers, cigarettes, gum, the fascination with knives, the baby voice, the high-pitched fake talking, the nudity, the dancing in circles for hours on end. Is it truly a symptom of mania? I don't know. Does it look like it? Yes. But I do know one thing confirmed. What is in her medical records is the reason why she lost sole physical custody of both of her boys. Even after she committed child endangerment and was speeding with her infant son on her lap in the front of a vehicle completely unbuckled. If you don't remember the first of many stories, that began in 2006 with her oldest son, Sean Preston, and it continued on until he was an older toddler. And what I do know, confirmed, is that whatever is in her medical records is also the reason why she was in a conservatorship for 13 years. So is Britney being out of the conservatorship justified? Is she better off now than she was in it? I don't know. That's not for me to decide. But what I do know is that her behavior still seems very erratic, impulsive, and dangerous. And it doesn't look like it's going to change anytime soon.
Is her favoured way to communicate with her supporters, but grappling with that is difficult for her teenage children.
It's like almost as if she has to post something on Instagram to get attention. This has gone on for years and years and years, and there's a high chance that this is never going to really stop.
Again today, Britney took to Instagram to respond to Jaden. She said, "My love for my children has no boundaries, and it deeply saddens me to know his outcry of saying I wasn't up to his expectations as a mother. And maybe one day we can meet face to face and talk about this openly." Jaden rarely sees his mother. They last met up in the spring, but he is hopeful about repairing their relationship.
Britney Spears' estranged son is now trying to get back into her life, and he's a shady little one because, conveniently, today marks the end of Britney Spears' child support payments to her ex, Jayden Federline, who has been taking care of the boys, who are now 18. My heart really goes out to Britney Spears because she has no man around her that is really there for her. They're all just there for her money.
If you liked my video, please subscribe, like, turn on notifications, and share.